The cuffs bit into my wrists before the words even registered. You are under arrest for murder. The victim is your wife. The officer's tone was flat, rehearsed. My heart thrashed against my ribs like an animal in a cage. That can't be true, I choked, struggling against the grip on my arm. My wife is... But the words disintegrated. Neighbors stared from their porches as if they'd been waiting for this scene. Their eyes didn't hold shock, they held certainty. I was shoved into the back of the cruiser. My mind raced. Murder? My wife? No body, no proof, just an accusation carved into my skin with steel cuffs. But what burned wasn't fear of prison, it was the thought lodged in the back of my skull. If she was dead, then who was in my house last night? At the station, they pushed photographs across the table. Her body. A woman who looked like her, at least, pale, lifeless. The detective leaned forward. When did you last see her alive? My throat closed. Just last night. She'd kissed me coldly, whispered a curt goodnight, turned off the light. Nothing unusual, nothing tender either, but that was common now. I gave the answer they wanted. Midnight. Their eyes cut through me. Funny. The coroner says she's been dead since 7. I didn't protest. I just sat there, silent, because something inside me already knew. She wasn't dead. Not really. She'd staged it, or someone had staged it for her, and whoever played this game wanted me to carry the blame. Her distance, her late nights, her locked phone, her sudden coldness in bed, all the little fractures I'd ignored because I told myself marriages go through winters. The truth was uglier. She'd been building this, a double life, and now I was sitting in the center of her masterpiece. They released me 48 hours later. No evidence, only suspicion. I went home to an empty house. Her scent still clung to the pillows, the faint trace of her perfume in the hallway. Too real for a corpse. I played it calm, to friends, to neighbors, to the detective who still circled me. But inside, I dissected everything. Bills, phone records, emails. I retraced her steps like a surgeon opening flesh. A second phone hidden in her desk drawer, calls made at strange hours, messages from a man saved under the name Emily. I drove past places she'd claimed to be, restaurants, hotels. She was never there. Each lie folded neatly into another, like Russian dolls of deception. The night terrors came, dreams of her standing over me, smiling with eyes I didn't recognize. Yet when I woke, I felt no grief, only clarity sharpening into a blade. She wanted me in prison. She wanted him free. 2 weeks later, the truth arrived in the form of a grainy surveillance tape handed to me by a detective I once trusted. Not out of kindness, out of pity. The footage showed her alive, very alive, walking into a motel with the man from her messages. Laughing, leaning into him like she had never leaned into me. The timestamp? The night she was supposedly killed. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the chair. I simply stared at the frozen frame. The detective muttered, "Looks like you've been set up." I nodded, calm. Inside, the storm settled into something colder than rage, strategy. I waited until she came home. Yes, home, as if nothing had happened. Keys jingling, footsteps in the hallway, a faint hum under her breath. She froze when she saw me at the kitchen table. The surveillance photo lay between us. I didn't speak, just pushed it toward her. Her face cracked. Not fear of discovery, fear of exposure. "You don't understand," she began. "I understand perfectly," I cut in. My voice was flat, precise. "You staged your death. You tried to bury me with it." She shook, searching for a defense. None came. I leaned back, watching her collapse into silence. The power shifted, quietly, irreversibly. I didn't strike her, didn't scream. I simply stood, left the house, and never looked back. The evidence was already sent to the detective's desk. The truth would eat her alive far better than I ever could. As I walked into the night, I realized something. Grief had never touched me. She was already dead to me long before her staged murder. And now, she finally knew it too. I smiled once, cold and small. Because sometimes revenge is nothing more than leaving someone with their own reflection, unmasked and unbearable.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.